Greetings, Earthlings. I have a contextual report for you. As I'm sure most of you are aware, the Western propaganda machine has the bullhorn out for Assad and his torture program. Now, I want to be clear, I'm not an Assadist, but I am highly critical of our own regime, and both things can be true. Assad can be horrible, but so can we. But we control the narrative. We control the propaganda machine, and you're born into it, and it's very difficult to see that there is another truth outside of it. So I have a bunch of articles to share with you. I'm going to go over a few of the more salient points because there's a lot of material here. Even I'm having trouble digesting it all. But this is an opinion piece in Al Jazeera from the 16th of December by Chris Estelle, Senior Legal Advisor at Redress. And it's entitled "The Full Truth About the CIA's Post 9/11 Torture Program Must Be Known." 10 years after a congressional report on US torture was published, there has been almost no accountability or redress. Okay. Indeed, while the CIA played the lead role in the torture, personnel from other powerful liberal democracies, including those in Europe, have been deeply implicated in the abuses. The US Senate committee report provided a significant plank of the evidence which has facilitated efforts in Europe to seek justice for the role of European states in the program. I will move on. Al-Hawasi, a Guantanamo detainee whose case was detailed in the report, was tortured and suffered grave health issues after being subjected to what the CIA called, quote, rectal feeding, end quote, which medical experts have said was a form of rape or sexual assault. In the latest in a series of cases involving survivors of the CIA program who were detained in Europe, the European Court found in favour in January, and in doing so, relied significantly on the report. He was illegally held in Lithuania. Now, let's get on to the involvement of the British in this. In an alarming report by the British Parliament's Intelligence and Security Committee in 2018, the United Kingdom, a key ally of the US at the time, was found to be complicit in kidnap and torture in relation to the CIA torture program. But the government refused to launch a judge-led inquiry to investigate this further. Okay. Now, I also found a report that the reason that the CIA knew about Assad's torture facilities is because they used them from time to time to get around the legal restrictions. But that document is like 700 pages long. It's a hell of a read. I haven't got all the way through that yet. But I do want to go on to the Israeli issue in particular, because this is why we don't have a problem with what they do, because we do the same. Okay, we just get to cover up everything that we do. But I thought it might be interesting to know about Israel's network of torture camps and how many of them are active and how long they've been active for. This didn't just happen after 9/11, the 7th of October. Right, let's just go through the list of names. Megiddo, Nafina, Gilboa, Stade Timon, you would have heard of that. Offa, Kishon, Negev, Russian Compound, Damun, Anatot, Etzion Facility, Hasharon, Ramla, Ashkelon, Ramon, Beersheba. They're dotted all over Israel, and they've been there a long, long time. And detainees can be kept there without charges, and many of them die during torture and don't ever make it out. And this is the same for our facilities that we helped the CIA engage in torture. We've obviously heard of Guantanamo, Abu Ghraib, and there's a third one whose name evades me right now. Now, that report was from B'Tselem, which is an Israeli human rights organization. There's another article here from Amnesty on 22 years of justice denied on Guantanamo and what went on in there. We're not the good guys. We're not. We just control the narrative. Okay? So it's, keep mum, obfuscate, never, ever let the real facts get out. You ignore them, you deny, whatever. You just never own up to it. You never admit to it. A second human rights group, this time in Germany, has determined that what's going on in Israel is a genocide. So I will share all of these links. No doubt you won't have the time to read them, but it's pretty disgusting and depressing what goes on. And we're rapey, murderous, torturous bastards. That's the short version. Israel has a fascist network that aids it. We're part of that network. Okay? There's nothing good or wholesome about the West. We are rotten to the core.